gotta move on. All right, so we went through the website, and I mean they got some great stuff, right? So now I'm gonna start reading through a bunch of their articles. I'm not gonna read all the articles. I'll just read some that I think are very important. That I particularly want to read, right? Because I want you. I mean, I don't want you only going to my channel for their content. I want you to be supporting their website also. So I'm not gonna like read every single one of their articles, right? And I mean that would probably take way too long, anyways. And I've read a bunch of these already. So yeah, I mean, go to Longevity.Technology later. Start, I personally keep up with them on my Facebook, and so that's where I keep up with like a bunch of media. Honestly, the AI is really good at giving me some superlative articles. Okay. So, which ones? I want to look at drugs. I think. Yeah, I'll look at drugs. Look at all. Chromadex releases results for NR study. Nice. That looks good. Look at it. It even says like clinical trials using small data to target Alzheimer's. Using you never see the word small data. The word small data. Usually you see the words big data. The Falloon regimen. We connect with a Radfest icon. All right, so I'll probably read that one. And it'll become obvious why I'm picking these specific ones soon. Kind of want to read this one though. Using small data to target Alzheimer's. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. Has a guy on there who looks like he's never gonna get Alzheimer's. Okay, so the title of this article is Using Small Data to Target Alzheimer's. One second. Let me get my notes set up. And this was recently published, I believe, by Danny Sullivan, October 14th, 2020. Super recent. I'm just going to write down some quick notes so I can review it later. So it says Netromark CEO on using AI to identify novel targets for treatment of Alzheimer's disease. Netromark? What a company's name? That can't be. What was his actual name? Okay. So despite the billions spent on research and development into treatments for Alzheimer's disease, it continues to be a growing cause of death among the elderly. Indeed, the Alzheimer's Association reports that while deaths from heart disease fell by 7.8% between 2000 and 2018, deaths from Alzheimer's increased by a staggering 146% over the same period. Jeez, no way. Jeez. So yeah, heart disease is cardiovascular disease, not just heart disease. So I mean, I would have to look at this specifically, but cardiovascular diseases are the most abundant diseases that people die from, and Alzheimer's and that's the most prevalent form of dementia, I believe. Last time I checked, there's different types of dementia. Alzheimer's a type, and it's the most prominent type. and it's pretty high up there for how many people it kills, right? And it's horrible that there's such an increase, right? You see this success and decrease in heart disease. I'm not sure if they're just saying cardiovascular diseases in general, like that broad spectrum of diseases, or just heart diseases. So I would have to look into it a little bit more. But and then I've noticed that so they write in like little summaries and little blurbs into their articles, and you'll notice by the different type of font. So it says Longevity.Technology. Oh, yeah, I mean whatever. So colon. With scientists realizing that the biology of the disease is far more complex than first thought, there's an increasing focus on identifying the wide range of underlying mechanisms that may be contributing factors to Alzheimer's. We spoke to Joseph Gerasi, CEO of AI firm Netromark, about his company's recent work to identify these mechanisms from small patient data sets. Okay, so they're using AI, and it looks like they're using a small amount of data. Sweet. And so it appears to be an interview. I'm not going to read the interview. I don't think. Let's see if there's anything. So the articles I read are going to be mainly based on my company, and if I think it's helpful for my company. And so, I highly recommend you check this out later, right? But all right, I'll actually read it because I like what they just said just now. Okay, I'm gonna read the interview. Okay, so of course it'd be great if we can come up with one drug that can help everybody with Alzheimer's, he says. But the truth is that it's a variety of disorders which all look the same, and in the end, there's the pathology that turns out to be be this devastating dementia. But there's a lot of ways to get there. Jersey, I hope I'm saying his name right. Jersey points out that even someone in their mid 40s could be developing issues with their molecular circuitry that will lead to a type of dementia down the line. He imagines a future where these issues could be identified early in life, but recognizes we're a long way from that, which is not true. The problem is that we would have to design a mega study to get there, says JRC. But in the elderly, it's easier because there's a lot of small data samples out there already, and we can use artificial intelligence to find out what's going on. That's sweet. Yeah, I'm really glad I read this. So while many methods of AI learn based on what you already know, JRC points out that you can also do discovery based on what you don't know. At Netromark, we've developed a technique that's really good at cooperating with you, he explains. So the machine says, okay, I know what you want me to learn, but you're using me because you want me to learn something you don't know. So in this interactive process, it hands you these hypotheses, and then you can literally use your mouse to evaluate these. By using Netromark's AI on sample data from a few hundred people with Alzheimer's, Jeremy's team was able to identify a menu of six perspective classes that it hypothesizes represent its hypotheses that it hypothesizes represent that it hypothesizes represent biological. That's really weird the way that's written. By using Netromark's AI on sample data from a few hundred people with Alzheimer's, Jeremy's team was able to identify a menu of six perspective classes that it hypothesizes represent biological mechanisms that may act alone or in combinations to manifest in Alzheimer's pathology. Genetic pathways identified include those associated with vasculogenesis, cellular signaling and differentiation, metabolic function, mitochondrial function, nitric oxide, and metal ion metabolism. Okay. Netromark's Alzheimer's project is the subject of a recent preprint paper. was conducted in collaboration with Rhoda AU, professor of neurology. Okay, so that's really great stuff. Let me write this down real quick. So on to the next article. Let's check out the bills. My man Boo. All right, we've got drugs. And the amazing Bill Floon. Look at him, dude. He looks so good. Look at that jawline, dude. This guy's incredible. So this is written by Eleanor Garth, September 29th, 2020. It's titled The Floon Regimen. We connect with a Radfest icon. Shit. So Bill's incredible, right? He's the founder of the. He might be a co-founder of the Church of Perpetual Life, but I know he's one of the founders, if not the founder, and he's done a lot of other great stuff, right? He's been involved in the lifespan extension community for quite a long time now, just decades, right? And he's incredible. I'll be doing. I'll actually be doing lifespan extension vlogs on him specifically, and I've actually interviewed him before, and I'll be posting that hopefully soon. So let's read this. Before we read it, actually, so Bill Floon, it looks like, I mean, they're going to talk about his regimen, and I don't completely remember his regimen, but last time I checked, he was taking like a bunch of different geroprotectors, and which I don't think is a great idea. Like it's good and bad, right? I think it's, I mean, clearly it's much safer to just take one geroprotector. But if you're feeling more experimental, I would say talk to your doctor about taking like a max of 3 or 4 daily. But some people are taking like 20 or 40 different geroprotectors, which I think is a huge risk. But I mean, who knows? I could be wrong. And so let's read this. Well, the reason why I say that is because I'm pretty sure Bill Floon's taking a bunch of geroprotectors. He's not just taking 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure he's taking a bunch of them. But let's see. And if you are taking a bunch of geroprotectors, that's great. Just you particularly should be making sure that you're keeping up with your blood tests and keeping up with your health, making sure nothing's going wrong, and giving somebody that data, some lifespan extension companies' data, right? Go to like Age Reversal Network or go to majorhuman.com and give them your data so that we can have that and so that we can better understand what the effects are occurring to your body. Okay, so let's read this article now. The Floon regimen. We connect with a Radfest icon. So totally Radfest. Hold on. What? Totally Radfest? Ahead of this week's Revolution Against Aging and Death conference, we caught up with Bill Floon, co-founder of the Age Reversal Network and Life Extension Group, and took the chance to explore his approach to longevity and what is happening in these fascinating times. All right, so Bill Floon is doing some really great stuff at Age Reversal Network and Life Extension Group. And if you don't know what Radfest is, it's an annual conference and event, really, because they have a bunch of like music and dancing and stuff. But it's particularly focused on living longer, extending lifespan, extending health span, and it's part of the best conference out there, the best event out there for learning about this stuff. So I highly recommend you go to their next conference. Right, Radfest is so great. So next it says, we'll be there as first longevity. Will you stop by virtual booth number 515 and say hi? Plus save $50 off admission by using our discount code longevity. Oh, sweet. So I'm pretty sure this year's RadFest already happened, right? I think it happened. It says right here actually. October 2nd to the 4th is online, live interactive, and it is some great stuff, right? So Biflin, in response to COVID, I added 600 milligrams a day of lactoferrin to boost natural killer cell activity and enhance. Um, 1 second. I got a text message. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. Where were we? Biflin. Okay, in response to COVID, I added 600 milligrams a day. You so would. I added 600 milligrams a day of lactoferrin to boost natural killer cells activity and enhance immunoglobulin A antibody protection against viral penetration through surface mucous membranes. The observational data on vitamin D is compelling so far. Those with 25 hydroxy vitamin D blood levels over 34 nanograms per milliliter appear to garner significant risk reductions in COVID incidence, severity, and mortality. I look forward to randomized controlled trials to corroborate this. But even ICU doctors nowadays are testing COVID patients 25 hydroxy vitamin D levels and prescribing it to those who are deficient. That's really great. The Flume Radfest unites scientists, physicians, and interested laypersons into cohesive cooperative groups to exchange data, concepts, and clinical trial results. It inspires attendees to accelerate regenerative medicine research to save the lives of the group and eventually all of humanity. Bill Flynn's so awesome. So Bill Flynn, COVID has torpedoed. Oh, I should say the Longevity Technologies response. So it looks like an interview between Longevity Technology. Sorry, I was missing the questions that Longevity Technology was asking. I was like, this is so weird looking. So I'm just gonna start right here. So here's the Radfest festival, right? It's really great stuff. So Longevity.Technology asks the question to Bill Flynn. You have spoken before of the urgency needed for aging research. How can events like Radfest help spread the pace globally? Bill Flynn says, Radfest unites scientists, physicians, and interested laypersons. I've already read it. So Longevity Technology asks another question. The COVID-19 pandemic has slowed aging research in some respects. Tame trial delays, for example, but accelerated it in other ways. Focus on aging and mitigating age-related diseases. What do you think the outcome for longevity progress will become or will be? Bill Flynn says COVID has torpedoed clinical trials research worldwide, but announcements I will make at this year's Radfest reveals workarounds dedicated immortalists have initiated to move age reversal research ahead faster than ever. Longevity.Technology, what are some of your must-see things at Redfest? Bill Flynn says, I can't answer what others will present right now, but there are several announcements I will make during my Saturday presentation that will review an unprecedented game plan to conduct age reversal research with real-time diagnostics testing that will enable rapid modifications of the interventions. So a trial that may have taken years in the past can be done in a few months. Dude, Bill Flynn's so awesome. Longevity Technology says, if you could change one thing about the world to impact on longevity, what would that be? Bill Flynn says, to slash military spending and devote about 20% of the savings to biomedical research. That would enable rapid extensions of healthy human lifespans and faster cure rates for degenerative illnesses. I don't know about that, but I would have to look more into the military spending. I hear things here and there saying there's too much, but I mean, frick, dude. There's a lot of bad people out there, and you know, I mean, reducing the spending probably isn't the right way to go. Maybe better regulations, more awareness of what the military is doing, increase in surveillance, right? I think that's more important than reducing the spending necessarily, because you're going to have the same problems unless you, whether there's more spending or not, you're just going to. So what you really want to do is tackle what's wrong with military, whatever that is. I don't know. I don't keep up with it too thoroughly. So, longevity technology then says slowing aging, stopping aging, reversing aging, are they all achievable, and is research targeted effectively? Bill Flynn says we've known how to slow aging since at least the 1970s, 1930s to be exact. But age reversal did not turn real until around 2015 when parabiosis studies resumed and corroborated that young plasma fractions induce systemic age reversal in old rodents. So you may have heard of parabiosis. It did popularize lifespan extension research and age reversal research quite a bit because so you surgically connect two mice together, and that's a type of parabiosis. But when you connect an old mice to a young mouse, it's called heterokaryonic parabiosis, right? When they're the same age, it's called something else. But when they're different ages, it's called heterokaryonic parabiosis. So you surgically connect them, their blood vessels, right? I don't know exactly how they do it, but I've seen pictures. It looks pretty gnarly looking. But so when they connected these organisms, their blood systems, this older mouse and a younger mouse, they surgically connected them. So they start sharing blood, right? Well, what scientists noticed was they noticed that I guess I could type it in, huh? What they noticed was the older mice started becoming younger, and the younger mice started to become older. And I'll do a video on it so you can see how they like surgically connected them. I don't want to show too many videos of this because it's pretty gruesome. But here's just like a quick picture. See how they're kind of like the actual surgery. I looked it up real quick, and it's actually like really gross. But freaking science, dude. Okay, so Longevity Technology says now RadFest is wholly online for obvious reasons. Do you feel that being able to reach a wider audience will benefit longevity research? Buffoon, yes. Many more people will view RadFest online. Hopefully, gamer garner more support for rejuvenation research. I've spent many millions using proceeds from sales of life extension supplements, and the Human Age Reversal Project charity has has taken more donations than originally requested, but more donors enable more research. So I hope more who can afford will step forward and contribute to several charities that are engaged in human age reversal clinical trials right now. Dude, feels so awesome. Okay, sorry. Okay, so longevity.technology. Longevity is a philosophy and a practical goal for you. How important is sharing that philosophy to you? Isn't is an advocate for longevity a good description of your work? I don't know why I'm having such a tough time reading this. Bill Flynn, I know I can't do this alone. It is critical we unite motivated individuals to contribute their scientific talents and charitable financial resources. From a philosophical standpoint, this will be the most impactful event in human history, bigger than the iPhone, as I've stated many times. Longevity Technology says, are there any areas of aging research that aren't as funded as they should be? What needs to happen next? Bill Flynn, there are hundreds of human studies that need to be done over the next 3 to 5 years to validate combinations of age reversal interventions to enable everyone to live to around year 2030, when gene therapies will likely cure most aspects of degenerative aging and enable biological senescence to go in reverse. Sweet. Find out more here. Radfest is Friday, October 2nd. Find out more here. All right. Sweet. So that's some good stuff. Oh, let me write down some notes real quick. Well, there's something I wanted to write down that Bill said. To the boy. So where was it at? It's right there. Yeah. Dude, I haven't watched all of Radfest yet, but I mean, based on this article, it sounds like Bill Fluent said some really great stuff there. Okay, so the next article, drugs. Combining existing medicines to target aging. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so the next article is titled Combining Existing Medicines to Target Aging. Okay, and it was written by Danny Sullivan, September 25th, 2020. And it looks like some 200-year-old lady who's reversed her aging is the main picture. I mean, she might be 1,000 years old for all we know. So, combining existing medicines to target aging. Rejuvenate.Biomed closes $9 million. Okay. So, already well known for its beer and bureaucracy to its chocolate and waffles, Belgium might soon also be famous for its contribution to the battle against aging. Ooh. Or at least it will be. If Rejuvenate.Biomed fulfills has a personal reason for targeting aging. In 2016, while working in prevention during her 18-year career at Johnson & Johnson, her father started to suffer from age-related diseases. Jeez. At home, I saw that it didn't make sense how we were treating the age-related diseases that my father was suffering from, she recalls, which